Alrighty. Well, I got the Elvis poop option here. Doesn't look very good, does it? No, actually. I've got one of these ones that I've mentioned previously. Fortunately, the light isn't great in here. If I open the door, it's probably not going to be a great deal better. Oh, what do you know? It's a bit better. Yeah, one of these. It's just a glorified friggin' bucket with a seal. And you got this business. It can be a little bit temperamental, probably because it's a little bit new and the plastics are a little bit not ran in yet. That'll close your thing. You've got, that'll close, and you've got a little, I think about the size of your thumb, which I think's like your, so as things are going in, you've got the ability for air to get out, if you know what I mean. Which I mean you sort of should have, unless your shit's fucking 4 inches wide. But anyway, brother-in-law has a suggestion with these, and that is that you open it fully and you lay a bit of toilet paper in there and it stops any skid marks in the bowl. You do what you got to do. This one has a terrible tendency of bloody sliding forward again. Nothing I won't be able to fix with a bit of frickin' wood there. But just, I don't know, it might be because of the way the seals are new or whatever. But yeah, you lay down a bit of toilet paper there after you've opened your thing, and that'll sort of stop any skid marks. You pump that a few times, and then that's it. You're done, and you can close. Like I said, she's still a little bit stiff on it. And close. Now they got the one that's smaller, and I didn't want the smaller one. And I went to a place that had them, which, well, they reckon they're on sale, so whatever. But this is the only one they had. Now, some of them have got a tank level indicator, which should be there. But this is the more basic one that doesn't. The ones that have the tank level indicator usually have a pump handle that comes right up. But this has just got a bellows style system. So you just give that a couple of thumps. And in a way I don't mind the idea of the bellows system, because the other one's got another big plastic rod, and if this rod in the front here is anything to go by, I don't like the chances of the one that goes up and down in the pump. So anyway, there's a smaller one that's 12 litres, which I think is about 3 gallons, and this one's 21 litres, which I think is about 6 gallons, or close to, round about, might be 5.5 gallons or something. And this is the cube. Oh, you can't see. It says 165 down there anyway. Maybe if I get out of the bloody light. There you go. So anyway, that's basically all stuck together and supposed to not release any gas. And if you use the right gear, which I got a bit of it here. This is your proper stuff. If you didn't realise, underneath the lid they got a sticker, which may well be coming off before long, telling you of all the different things you're supposed to use, and they want you to use every. They've even got like your spray and wipe that you use for laminated surfaces, that sort of shit. That you sort of clean off like your kitchen table with or whatever. I mean, clean the stains off, not all the rubbish on the table, but you know what I mean. That sort of stuff that everyone, cleans down benches and tables and stuff with. They've got their own version of that for this, claiming that the normal stuff isn't right for it, which is bullshit, because it's more or less the same damn plastic. Anyway, I can't see how to be any different. But we got this one, which is the biological action one, which is supposed to go on the bottom. And Apparently that'll clear out the smell of piss fairly well. And there's another blue one that's a chemical one versus a biological. And that'll get rid of the shit smell well, but not the piss smell. So anyway, then you're supposed to put this in, which is just some bullshit deodorant, but it's also supposed to have something that makes the seal nice, so that the seal doesn't deteriorate. But having said that, you've got some other stuff, and I'm not saying it's Vaseline, but it sort of looks like Vaseline, and you'll take the top off and you'll put that stuff on the seal, and you buy one jar and it does you frickin' 20 years sort of thing. And that's what you can use instead of, getting the nice smelling, the water, which I'm sure smells like some god-awful floral smell that smells like your grandma's perfume or something, I'm sure. Anyways, into that receipt. So anyway, there's a little tab in the back of these you flick. Now, if you ever got to deal with these things, they're bits of arseholes because they sort of had clips in the front there, and you sort of got to push forward. That's the little clips there, one there, and got a second one there, and they sort of have little lugs underneath. I don't know why this camera tries and does the best it can to be as dark as possible, no matter what way you're facing the light. That lug there and another lug there. And that's your little spring-loaded catch on the back. Your little spring in there. The long and short of it is, it's sort of like you got to click those lugs in first, coming into it, and then swing it down to your back latch. Otherwise, you'll never get the bastard to seat in properly. You have a little white button you can see there. That's like an air thing. So as you're emptying out, you're supposed to hold your finger on that. As you're pouring all the crapola out. Also, as something's leaving, you are letting air in. Now, essentially speaking, you've got, I've sort of done a why it's on this side. You've got a handle in there, and you can take that off. I just put it on, so I'm not going to take it back off again. But you're supposed to empty it. Now, mind you, fucking light right out in the damn veranda here. If I've got fluorescent light on, I can see fine, but it's just like the camera only really goes well with natural light. So you get your handle down here, and even though that's your handle end, that's the same as your shitter empty end. I just go gentle on this because there's a little seal in here that swivels around. You take that off, that's just got no ring inside. I just put it on, not taking it off. And somehow, even though the handle's just in there, you're supposed to hold on to this end. Now, if you hang on to this, you're going to fucking open this. So that's no good. So you've got to somehow hold on to all this bullshit and then pull the shit out that end. Now, why the fuck wouldn't they put the handle underneath this? So you can actually hold on here, and then, as opposed to, but I think what you're actually supposed to do is hold on like this and pour it out that way, which then begs the question why there isn't a handle on this side. I don't know. I'll show you again. See, you got like a little lip thing there. It's got a little bit of a groove in it. And you'll see what that groove is, because when you go and open up, as you fully open, that little edge won't clear unless you've got that little notch cut in there. And you can see the other one there is also cleared. Or is it? I'll be stuffed, it friggin' isn't. Well, that's a strange one. I always thought that was clearing. And hang on, if we have a look there, yet again. It's down a little bit, and as you get near the end, it's got a little ridge can just see in there. And then you've got yeah, I know what it is. This one's actually mounted higher than that one. Oh, it is too. That drops down like another friggin' half an inch more or something. So you can see that one's got something over it, but it's actually this which is lower down. And as you come right in too, you'll see it changes. Bingo. So anyway, that's the way she all runs. And you're supposed to refill this with a bit of water and shake it side to side. I'll tell you what, I'd be shaking it side to side with a freaking cap back on again. And then open the cap off and then hit the button again and tip again. Some people do it a third time. If you use that blue stuff over just normal water in this, no, actually, it's got nothing to do with it. If you use the paper, there's a specific paper that's, oh, you know, probably about 4 times the price of normal toilet paper, or more. It's probably bloody near $1 a roll, US, and you use that. As the paper hits the water, it more or less disintegrates into like a paper pulp, versus normal toilet paper, which you'll, you know, just clog up. But there's no big deal not to use any of these fancy things that they try and push on everyone for this glorified bucket with a door seal. And basically, you know, this one's, oh, it's all the this is more certifications and technicalities than it is actually high tech, because it really is just a bucket with a couple of little air valve things, and you know, it's just a few bits and bobs. You can get Chinese ones if you're willing to have the place stunk out by shit or have any leaks. To save a couple of dollars, you can go ahead and you can do that, but I'm not going to, because I don't need to smell any shit that I didn't need to smell in the first place. So anyway, that's yeah, the tale of all that. A lot of people use Napisan in it, which is a certain sort of detergent that they used to advertise every bloody second advertisement on TV at one point there. But anyway, you can throw a bit of that in instead of the green stuff or the blue stuff, and that should apparently be alright. And I think, you know, between that and buying a bit of that Vaseline style stuff for the seal there, I don't see why you'd have any real troubles. You know, why you'd really need to buy any of the legitimate stuff. And, you know, as a case of my sister and all that, they didn't buy any of that. You know, no flaming seal grease or whatever you want to call it, no blue stuff, and it just running straight water and the whole lot of it, you know. And, oh yeah, I don't like the idea of emptying these things without a flushable toilet or a proper dump point, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's not something that you really want to have to do on a regular basis, which is why I'm very glad I ended up with the larger style one versus the other one, which, you know, is shorter, but you're going to literally empty it twice as much. But anyway, that's the tale of the alternative to the fucking Walmart bag.